Great to have you with us on our coverage of the Bluff Championship on 2K Sports. Let's get right back out to the action on the course. Lining this putt up from a fair distance. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
This one looks like it breaks hard left to right.
A bit long on that one. This putt is about 8 feet.
Nice little par putt here.
That's a disappointing stroke. That's a push. And that was a bogey by our leader. So the rest of the field feeling a little opportunity here to close the gap. And he's maintained top spot on the leaderboard after that hole. The 12th hole is a par 4.
Really hoping they play this one aggressively.
That swing looked a little jerky from where I'm sitting.
We're calling a
He's
jerk.
setting up for his second shot. He's got a 2-stroke buffer. Players setting up, trying to get up and down from the bunker. This next putt is for bogey. Ooh. Just a 4-footer remaining. Well, a disappointing double bogey for our leader there, but that's provided some wonderful opportunities for the chase pack. He finds himself at the top of the leaderboard. It's time to take a look at this 13th hole.
Tee shot, you want to aim it at those rock outcroppings and go ahead and hit yourself a nice little firm draw out there. Find the heart of the fairway. Second shot, also you want to favor the right-hand side. Near those rocks is anything missing down to the left-hand side. Should be, might be, probably will be a certain bogey.
Well, Rich, I'm being honest. This lie is putrid.
It's going to be challenging to replicate the birdie from yesterday.
Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
This putt, it's a 34-footer.
So close. Big putt for par coming up. And that'll see him remain in the same spot on the leaderboard. This one's a par 3.
This is a cool feature because the green runs from right to left, helping a draw, but almost repelling a fade, it seems like. You really got to be smart on your club selection here. And as always, you've got to be mindful of the wind.
This is a lengthy putt here. John, have you got a read on this one?
Pretty sure this putt should move to the left.
Just hammered that through the line. Par putt coming up here. It looks like he pushed that one just 3 feet to the cup. Just 2 shots back after that hole. Hole number 15 is a par 5.
I just can't get enough of how they've used these rock outcroppings on this golf course. They're so well placed. The beauty of them, to me, they got it right, especially here on this par 5. The only danger here once you get close to the green is going to be this deep cavernous bunker out there on the right-hand side. But this green is user-friendly. Birdies abound.
Unfortunately, he'll have to hit out of the rough yet again with his next shot. That's well executed. This one's heading towards the green. And this putt is for a big 4 on the scorecard.
Always rooting for this player, Luke. I hope this one goes.
This one just outside 7 feet to the hole.
He's got this for his par.
And down it goes. 11 under the card with the stretch remaining.
Oh, it's time to dig in and give it your all coming down the final few.
The 16th is a par 3.
Just the one lone bunker on the right-hand side, but you have to be mindful of this false front short and right. So tee shots are going to favor the left-hand side where we have more rock outcroppings. Another delightful design.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Well, Rich, there's nothing too difficult about this bunker shot, aside from the moment.
The most challenging part about this shot is the situation.
And that's a touch of class. Terrific little chip. And this next putt, it's for bogey. Our leader is enjoying a 3-stroke advantage. Teeing off here on the 17th hole. And he's right in the thick of it. Needs to really make a move soon, though. This is his second shot. 3 strokes off the lead. Well, this one's right at the pin. Outstanding shot. High quality.
Already made a few birdies today, and this is another good look.
Now, man on the ground, John McCarthy, has been giving us some great reads all day. What's this one doing, mate?
From here, at least, it looks like this one's going to go to the right as it heads up that hill.
And this putt coming up for his par. Ugh. "19 feet to the hole. Has started this one out on a pretty good line.
Going to get it really close.
And as we stand on the last tee, it's a par 4.
Yeah, the largest fairway on the golf course here. So tee it high and let it fly. Second shot plays back uphill ever so slightly. 2 bunkers protecting the front right portion of this green, but you do have a little bit of help from the left-hand side.
A bit wild on approach there.
Looking for the draw, but not finding it.
Well, a lovely opportunity to save par here. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
He's got 10 feet here. I think he likes it.
And finishing up with a par here today. No win for this player out there this week, Henny, but they did manage to beat Will Zalatoris. So that's got to be a big boost of confidence.
Huge, Luke. They challenged the young gun, Will Zalatoris, and beat him. I think they'll be very pleased with that. And will be using that confidence you mentioned to propel them forward in the next event.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, and Rich Beam, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.
Fuck you.
2K Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Round 1 of the Daybreak Classic is about to begin. Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Luke Elvey. It's great to have your company as always. Alongside me is Rich Beam, and out on the course is Henny Kuyak and John McCarthy will be following all the action. The energy in this city has been palpable this week. It's always a fantastic tournament. We can't wait to bring all the action to you. We're going down to the first hole now. And let's see what he can do here today. Wonderfully played. Second shot here on the first. Just a little off with the accuracy there, unable to find the green.
Wind got that one and took it wayward.
This putt is of 9 feet.
This putt, it's to save the par.
John, what's the line on this putt?
Just a slight break to the left on this putt.
That came out with some heat on it. This putt is about 10 feet from the hole.
Looking better.
Yep, that's disappointing. Getting underway over par. That never helps.
Yeah, a bit of a rocky start, but let's face it, 17 holes left to play, Luke. There's lots of times to make up for that mistake.
The second at Pinehurst number 2. Rich, tee it high, let it fly.
It's a big hole. You want to aim it at that waist area down the left-hand side. And from there, open up the angle for the second shot to a green that sits slightly above the fairway. And one of the features that we'll be talking about at Pinehurst, a green that has runoff areas in all 4 directions.
That's a tad wayward. Not quite finding the surface.
Yeah, wind took that one offline in a hurry.
Well, the main thing is, he's out of the bunker, but is now faced with a massive putt. Well, this would be a great par putt if he can make this. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
He's paced it, he's read it. It's time. Little 27-footer.
That putt went a bit long there. This is his 5th shot. Straight out of the top drawer. And this putt to move into a tie for 3rd. And after that effort, that's how it looks. And he'll drop to 3 over for the event. The 3rd, Rich, is a par 4, but it's a short one.
It is. Driver not always required by the players here. So anything finding the fairway, we'll leave a second shot of, shortish length to a green.
I don't understand,
tilts
though,
from back to front, and again has slopes that run in all different directions away from this green.
And this shot from the bunker. I've seen worse looking swings in a playground. He'll be upset with that. He's got out of this bunker, but he's now got to get out of another one. Oh, that's wonderfully played out of the sand. Well, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. And that's the kind of fighting spirit that keeps a good round going.
After driving it in the bunker off the tee, that's a formidable score right there.
The 4th hole is a par 4 with an elevated tee shot.
A little bit of a shoot type feeling that you have off this tee to a fairway that cambers left to right. Second shot straight back up the hill. You got a little bit of room on the right-hand side that you can use to bank the ball back onto the green. It is a difficult prospect, though.
10 miles an hour wind.
That's a little untidy. Second shot here on the fourth.
And it's coming out of the sand. Not sure if it's enough, though.
John, talk to us. What do you got for us?
Hey guys, we are down here checking in with the Canadian Brooke Henderson as she gets set for her next shot here on the second.
Well, Rich, being half a Canadian these days, I certainly take a shining to Brooke Henderson because she really is a national hero, arguably the best golfer in Canada, not just female. Of course, we know she's the best woman in Canada, but the way she plays the game, it really endears her to a lot of people, doesn't it?
Well, it does. I'm still trying to figure out which half you're Canadian in because I'm really not buying
the
that.
Back half.
I'm really not buying that statement there, Luke. I mean, just look at you know, the first thing I notice is how good she swings it. I mean, you just don't see many professionals in the game swing it that good, regardless whether it's men or women. She has got a world-class swing, and that stands out more than anything for me. And she's just out there, and she's having fun, but she wants it all. She wants to win every single week out there. And the competitive fire that burns inside her, it shows. I mean, she really wants to win every single week. You know, it's not happening, obviously, but I tell you what, she's a phenomenal player. And she's just going to win as many times as she wants to, it seems like. Not how many they're going to give her, but she's a real deal.
Sitting at 3 over. That was a bit of a miscue.
That's been the story of the day, isn't it, Luke? Has missed a lot of greens, and you can't afford to do that on this golf course.
Ooh, that almost went down.
No,
a
it
par
didn't.
putt on the table. And with that effort, now 3 over for the tournament. Over to 6 we go, Rich. The first par 3 here at Pinehurst, number 2.
Again, runoff areas both left and right into some pretty deep bunkers. Finding the green in regulation is going to be key.
Looks like this is going to miss just right. A tough break there. Just getting into that second cut of rough.
Day in my life.
This now, his third shot. Currently 4 shots off the pace. Oh, I thought that one was going in. Bogey putter waits. And as we look at the leaderboard, our player out in front is leading by 1. On the tee here at the par 4 7th, Rich, what's the best way to attack it?
The best way to attack it is to be bold off this tee. You want to be able to cut off as much as that dog leg as possible. You want to have the shortest club in your hand to attack this flagstick on another domed green.
That's not the one he wanted. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Straight back up into the breeze. Going to be a tough one.
And I don't think he's got enough from the sand on this one.
It's a chance for a good shot here from the fairway bunker. Those fairway bunkers, they can be tricky. Tougher shot in golf. Sadly, in the sand, but a chance to make up for the error. Oh, that one skirted the edge of the hole. Just 6 feet between he and the hole. Oh. This putt really needs to drop for him here. And unfortunately heading in the wrong direction on the leaderboard after that hole. The 8th hole at Pinehurst, number 2, is a par 5, but works itself back up the hill.
Only the longest hitters are going to be able to find this green in 2, but if they want to keep it on this green, they're going to need a little bit of luck here, because this green, no bunkers surrounding it, but there are very few flat spots around it. If you want to make birdie, you better have a keen short game.
I mean, I don't understand. That's 12.
Let's see what happens here from the pine straw. Opting for the hybrid, I think. This next one from the beach. And on the green now, but a bit of work left to do. And if this can go down, he'll save par. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Yeah, nice little 25-footer here from him. Outside chance, so it'll be good to hole.
Let's come off the blade beautifully. And this one will be for bogey. Sitting at 9 over par. The 9th hole at Pinehurst, number 2, continues to feature a green that has so much going on, whether it's crowned or domed, but there's a lot of slope. Hello, it's great to have your company on our PGA Tour coverage here at 2K Sports. We're picking up the action at the 9th. Let's get into it. That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
Oh, look at that. The wind just wreaking havoc with that shot. Disappointing.
Oh, so close. And here we are with the 3rd shot. This putt right on 12 feet to the hole.
Yeah, putting for bogey here.
Now look at this one come back. Oh, was that a rush of blood? Moving down the leaderboard
Rush of
after
blood
that
to my
hole.
fucking dick.
The back
Can't
nine
do
of
shit.
Pinehurst number 2 starts at the par 5, Rich.
And there's a lot of slopes running into some bad spots, isn't there, Luke? Front, you're going back into the bunker. Long, you're going into a bunker. Try and hit it out to the right-hand side into a little flat, safe zone. Take your 2 putts and go on from there.
Oh, absolutely flushed. Playing this one about 130 yards out.
Wind moving right to left on this shot.
Yeah, not a bad shot, that one. John, have you got a good read on this one?
Pretty sure this is going to move to the left.
This putt's about 4 feet from the hole.
Need something to get me going, man.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
So after that effort, let's have a look at the contenders and the pretenders. Well, that's certainly a step in the right direction. Keep it going. Over to the 11th tee, where you've really got to be quite accurate off it in this par 4.
Your driver not really necessary off this hole. You just need to make sure you find the fairway. From there, you've got 2 bunkers on the left of the green protecting wayward shots and a 3rd back right. This is another solid hole.
No, that's not good. Straight into the trees. The pine straw is always challenging to read, isn't it? Wow, what happened there?
Well, story of the day for this player is just missed too many greens. You can't afford to do that.
Oh, wonderfully played chip shot. And that finishes up the efforts with a tiny little tap in. And as we check the standings, our leader has a 1-stroke advantage. This incredible collection of par 4s at Pinehurst number 2 continues here at the par 4 12th. I'd be booking in for some lessons if I was swinging it like that. Lining up from the sand now. Well, this one looks like it's heading to the sand. And he's down there.
Wind starting to get up, but it's helping, which is nice.
Not a bad play, that one. John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
It's moving up the hill to the left. Let's see what happens.
Well, that one's come off the blade with intent.
Good putt there. That'll work.
And that putt'll drop. Well done. Currently 14 over par for the round.
Unfortunately, backing up slowly but surely on that leaderboard, Luke.
The 13th hole here at Pinehurst number 2, Rich. Just another one of these beaut par 4s.
Another one of these par 4s where you got to find the fairway somehow. Hit a fiddly little cut with a 3-wood or a driver. Again, second shot back up the hill to a green that is domed shape. You need to make sure that you leave it below the hole here if at all possible. This green gets scary fast.
Took a good swing at it, but I don't know if it's going to be enough out of the sand.
This would be a great up and down from this spot. Okay, step 1 complete. Out of the bunker. Now let's go make a putt. Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par. Okay, John, what's he looking at with this putt?
Well, guys, this looks like it's about 21 feet.
And the putt drops, but that's back-to-back bogeys now.
You're making one bad mistake with another, compounding it, not good.
Rich, we're standing on the 14th tee, and you feel like there's a chance just to get after one here.
Decisions to be made. Do you take driver and try and fit it around that fairway bunker, or do you take 3-wood and lay it back of it? If you take driver out, you're going to have such an easier second shot. 3-wood, a much longer shot, but there is room to bounce this golf ball into the screen, not as severe on the edges as others.
Playing from around 150 yards here.
Puff of wind blowing right to left for him.
Choosing the 9-iron here. From the sand, looking to get up and down. Time now for the 4th shot. Let's try and make this one. And only drop the one shot. And it's a one-stroke par for our leader over the field. Well, you want to win a US Open, a major title, you've got to go stripe it all the way home.
I mean,
and
is
it
this
starts
12
at the
miles an
par
hour right here?
315th.
This green is so difficult. It sits above you just enough, and it doesn't look like there's anything there. You're hitting to a wall right in front of you, and all you can see is the golf ball disappearing in every direction other than right in the middle of this green. This is visually probably one of the difficult shots on this course.
That'll affect the scorecard. Just a short putt remaining here. The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. On the tee now, the par 4 16th. Oh, that was pure. And that one has found its way onto the green. That's a good shot, but some work ahead still. And he's down there. You got a read?
This is such a tough read. It looks straight all the way, and then it will be right.
7 feet to the cup.
This one, just for a bogey.
And as we look at the leaderboard, our player out in front is leading by 1. The penultimate hole at Pinehurst number 2 is an absolutely delightful par 3 with some wonderful history, Rich.
People talk about Payne Stewart's winning putt on the 18th hole back in 1999, but the swing that he made on 17 that year is the one that every player should envision when they stand on this tee box. It was beautiful. It was artwork. It was poetry in motion. It's how you should swing the golf club. This is the only image in my mind when I play this beautiful par 3.
Putting for a par now.
Starts off looking good.
Starting to work its way towards the cup. No! So close. Okay, let's head to the next. And that's a little disappointing. Dropping some spots on the leaderboard. And this wonderful championship test ends at Pinehurst number 2 with an uphill par 4.
Blind tee shot here for these players. That's the difficulty here. Just pick a spot in the distance and give her a
I don't
whirl.
get it.
From there, you actually have an opportunity on a flat-ish kind of green, not nearly as severe as some of the other ones on the golf course. Right-hand side will get a strong workout because that is the most severe. But if you miss it on the left-hand side, you never know. Finish in style with a birdie? Why not?
Welcome back to our continued coverage of the Daybreak Classic. And let's head out to the action at the 18th.
Plus fucking 19.
Six straight bogeys. That hurts the scorecard. Let's put a stop to it right here.
This is missing to the right.
And that was a bit of a misfire.
Now, coming out of the rough, missing the green was always in the cards.
Ooh, that's a tasty looking chip. Top shot.
Yes, very smooth tempo there on that chip.
And with that, this round comes to a close. So the opening round in the books, Rich. Impressed with your efforts here in the booth. Thanks for your time.
Same to you, Luke. See you tomorrow.
On behalf of Rich Beam, Henny Kuyak, John McCarthy, I'm Luke Elvey saying so long from 2K Sports. Pga Sports, in association with the Pga Tour, is thrilled to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Time now for the second round of the Daybreak Classic. I'm Luke Elvey with Rich Beam, and it's great to have you with us. And it's 1 under par for our leader as we get things underway. Now to the first hole. Oh, that sounded absolutely flushed. Okay, he's got that one in the air, heading out onto the fairway. And that's going to set the tone for the day. Time for the second shot into the first. That's a shame. Had a chance to hit the green, but couldn't quite get there. Oh, well played. 4 feet to the cup.
This one to save par.
Teeing off on the par 4 second now.
It's a big hole. You want to aim it at that waist area down the left-hand side. And from there, your second shot to a green that sits slightly above the fairway. And plenty of runoff areas all around.
This one looks to be headed towards the fairway. Playing this shot from about 170 yards out.
Went straight down.
Time to take a look at a Will Zalatoris highlight. This was his 4th shot. And back to the play, shall we? Now, long-range putt coming up here. It'd be good to make a bomb, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's well judged. He had the right line there. And this one is for his par. And we've arrived now at the 3rd. It's a par 4.
A driver not required, just anything to put your tee shot in the fairway. Second shot will be as shortish in length, but again, a green that has runoff areas in all kinds of directions. Still a good birdie opportunity.
That's tidy. This is his 2nd shot. He didn't look to hit that one quite so flush.
And missing it long with that approach, not a good leave.
Ooh, that would have been nice. Big par saver coming up for this fella. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
I've given it a good look. I see this one going left at the hole.
Come on, ball. Come on.
That one from long range. Wow. Well, that was a positive hole. A little shift up the leaderboard. Well played. And now onto the par 4 4th hole.
Your tee shot through a little bit of shoot there. Fairway cambers from left to right. Next shot straight back up the hill. You got a little bit of room out to the right hand side that you can use to bank your golf ball off of and get it back on the green. This is a daunting prospect of a hole.
Lovely effort, that. That might be one club too many. What an opportunity to make a birdie. And Henny, what's he looking at for this putt?
To my eye, it's looking like 38 feet.
Well, the old hammer hands putt. 12 feet to the cup coming up. Ooh. Putting for bogey. Let's catch up with the action on the second. Here's Brooke Henderson's next shot. And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. We've arrived now at the par 5 fifth hole.
What's the cut?
Pretty good shot there.
Well, Canada does have a bright star in Brooke Henderson. She's a consistent contender almost every week, it seems. Of course, she's won some majors. She's won a national title. She wins regularly on the Pga Tour. There's a lot to like about Brooke Henderson.
Well, how could you not like the fact that she swings it like perfectly? I mean, it's just phenomenal how good her swing is. I mean, it's just, you would just dream of being able to be that good. And she falls out of bed every single day and is that good.
Looks perfect.
I know, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. But, you know, she's just got an all-around game, and she's, you know, she's got the personality to match where, you know, she's going to win plenty more tournaments in her career, and she's going to do it by just devastating you. And
well, she's Canadian. She probably apologizes for beating you.
No, she doesn't. I promise you. She does not apologize for beating you. She's like, if she does, she says it sarcastically. Oh, so sorry. You know, better luck next time. Because she, you know, she's that fiery. She's a heck of a competitor. You know, I mean, I just enjoy watching her compete day in and day out. It's a lot of fun being around her and seeing what she's capable of. This is his third.
Okay, let's get back to the action. Yeah, it's about 14 feet to the hole.
Looking for another birdie here.
And he's down there. You got a read?
This putt is breaking right to left.
That's disappointing. Oh dear. Time to get the chipper back out. Wow, that almost went in the hole. This putt of about 7 feet to the hole. And as we check the standings, our leader has a one-stroke advantage. We've now arrived at the par 4 seventh.
Yes, dog leg from left to right. The longer the hitter, the more of that dog leg they will cut off, reducing the hole in size, which will be helpful because you get to go into this raised green with such a short iron.
That's nicely done. Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
I can see the 125-yard marker just nearby.
And that one finds the putting surface. It's a good shot. Some work to do, however. Okay, John, what's he looking at with this putt?
Oh, my God.
Well, looks like he's got about 25 feet to the cup.
Oh, I don't mind this par putt. Well, that hole's behind us. More to play. And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard. This hole is a par 4, and it's a pretty lengthy one at that.
Only the longest hitters are going to be able to find this green in 2, but if they want to keep it on this green, they're going to need a little bit of luck here because this green, no bunkers surrounding it, but there are very few flat spots around it. If you want to make birdie, you better have a keen short game.
All right, he's going with a little extra club, gone against the caddy here. Let's see if it was the right shout.
Fairways and greens. Easy game, isn't it?
It has been fantastic to watch all week long. This player is dialed in.
Let's get back to it, shall we? This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. He's got a par putt here. Let's see if he can make it. That's a disappointing par in the end after such a terrific shot in. Hole number 9 is a par 3.
Yes, you got deep bunkers both front and back, and the green tends to chase towards them. Anything out to the right-hand side into a little safe zone is what I would call it. That's the play.
Much.
That got a little out of control, I think.
Oh, the wind wreaks havoc with another golf ball.
Didn't that look good for a long time? It's just about 3 feet away.
Trying to save a par here.
All righty, Rich. This is crunch time. We're through 9 holes today. This player's on the wrong side of the cut line.
Well, Luke, it's going to take an incredible amount of work and also some luck for them to hoist themselves above this cut line. I'd love to see them do it, but I'm not too sure they've got it in them today.
Bus turn.
Well, there's some excitement going on elsewhere.
And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard. Standing over his second shot. Oh, that's a high caliber shot.
Yeah, that was great wind management there.
Lining up the birdie putt here. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Now on the tee after a birdie, fired up and ready for more.
Your driver not really necessary off this hole. You just need to make sure you find the fairway. From there, you've got 2 bunkers on the left of the green protecting wayward shots and a 3rd back right. This is another solid hole.
From around 180 yards out.
Breeze straight into him.
Yeah, this one, it's veering off a little bit to the right.
This would be a great up and down. How close was that to going down? Right on 4 feet. Should make this one. And now we head to the 5th, where this great highlight took place.
Fantastic touch on this one.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. Well, good move there. Anything north on the leaderboard's always pleasant. Welcome to the par 4 12th hole. Well, that'll work there. Lining up from around 160 yards.
Wind is going straight at his back.
Well, a little off the target with that one.
Gotta believe the wind affected the golf ball there.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. And he needs this to save par. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
It's just going to cruise up to the left-hand side.
It's just about 3 feet away.
Some damage limitation. This one for a bogey.
Let's see what happens here on the 13th hole, shall we?
Another one of these par fours where you got to find the fairway somehow, hit a fiddly little cut with a 3-wood or a driver. Again, second shot back up the hill to a green that is domed shape. You need to make sure that you leave it below the hole here if at all possible. This green gets scary fast.
And he's hit that inside the range. John, you're down there. What's happening?
Hey guys, we are checking in here with Brooke Henderson as she gets set for her next shot here on the 11th.
Like the look of this one. This one's for birdie. So close. This is a par putt. Back-to-back bogeys is never nice, but in she goes.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Now playing a little defensively.
Let's go to our man John on the ground. There's something brewing down there. Let's find out what it is.
Hey guys, we're checking in with Will Zalatoris as he gets set for his next shot here on the 16th.
And this shot here coming up from around 130 yards. Yep, that shot's safely on the green. And he's down there. You got a read?
There's a slope here, and it's going to go right to left on the slope.
Looking good. That's the way to bounce back. Good way to make up for the bogey at the last. We find ourselves on a par 3 here.
Visually, probably the most challenging shot players will see all week long. There's just a wall of grass, and none of it is flat right in front of you. You don't see the flat portion of the green necessarily. You just see the runoff areas, and usually your golf ball is in one of those. This is so difficult from a visual perspective.
He has this putt to save his par. Good putt that. No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. You've arrived at the 16th, a par 4. Good looking shot this. This shot from around 210 yards. It's a little wayward. This would be a great up and down. Well, you like the look of those hands.
Gotta say, his short game is phenomenal.
Pretty straightforward 4-footer coming up here.
To keep the round going. This is a par save.
Here's Max Homer now. Could it be? And let's see what that shot did to the leaderboard. On the tee of a par 3.
I cannot look at the 17th hole and not think about the shot that Payne Stewart hit in there back in 1999. It was just glorious. And when you stand on that tee on 17, that's the only image that you want to have. Payne Stewart swinging, balancing, finishing it. Oh, it was artistry at its best.
Going with the 5-iron here. Yeah, nicely played. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
He'll be happy to hold this. 21 foot.
Ooh. An opportunity to make a par here.
Ooh,
Well
you
hold.
suck.
Let's move on. Okay, holding steady on the leaderboard after that hole. Here we have a long par 4. It's going to take 2 great shots to get on.
Blind tee shot here for these players. That's the difficulty here. Just pick a spot in the distance and give her a whirl. Second shot up the hill slightly, but do not miss it too far right, or you'll find a low area for your second. Anything missing up to the left-hand side could kick back onto the green, and dare I say, finish with a birdie.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron.
God, man.
It's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark. Setting up for his 3rd shot. Ooh. And a par putt awaits him. And with that, his round has come to a close. Well, Rich, you never like to see it, a player missing the cut on the PGA Tour. How does one respond?
Luke, I've got great insight on that question. You kind of have to look back and think about the positive things you did to reinforce those. But every once in a while, you got to look back and say, where did I make the mistakes? Where did I go wrong? And learn from those. Because if you don't take time to learn from your mistakes, then what are you learning from? You have to look back and figure out where it went wrong so you don't make those same mistakes again the following week or the following tournament.
On behalf of Rich Beam and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. 2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, are thrilled to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at one of golf's iconic venues, Torrey Pines, and our first round coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open. It's about to begin. Hello and welcome. It's great to have your company here on 2K Sports. I'm Luke Elvey. Alongside me is Rich Beam, and out on the course, Henny Koyak and John McCarthy. Let's get out to the action. And Beamer, your thoughts quickly here on Torrey Pines South. It is a big boy golf course, isn't it?
It is, and these players are in for a rude awakening because they've had some pretty simple golf courses up to this point. But this golf course, U.S. Open venue, this is going to punch you right in the mouth. There's no holding back here. This golf course is flat out tough. One of the toughest tests these players will see all year long. It's usually damp. It's usually cool. The wind blows off the ocean. It is just all around not fun to play in. But I tell you what, if you're playing well, you can really find out what you are doing well, and that will help you in the upcoming season a lot.
Yep, solid connection. This is looking good.
All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Nice line. That's a good one to hole. Always a bonus when you're off the green. And it's worth taking another look at that one. He's currently tied for 6th. The second, a short par 4, one that the players like to take on these days, Rich. A good birdie look here.
They do. It used to be where you laid back on top of the hill and took a wedge, 9-iron sometimes for your second shot, but a lot of players now are challenging that bunker down the right-hand side, getting as far down there as possible, and just having a flick with a sand wedge in for their second.
Handy effort, that one. His second shot here. Ooh, wouldn't that have been nice? This putt from around 18 feet. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
A tricky little slider here. Downhill, moving to the left.
Oh,
Gets that one to go down, and that's back-to-back birdies.
Kind of like it. 2 in a row. He's feeling it.
And after that, he'll move to 2 under for the tournament.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
One of the most photographed holes in all of the PGA Tour is this downhill par 3 third at Torrey Pines South.
I like it when they move this tee box up and it's only a wedge, because when they make it a 5-iron or more, this thing gets really difficult. Firm green actually tilts away from you towards the ocean. This is a really difficult green to find.
Opting for the 5-iron.
No harm, no foul there with that shot.
Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Setting up this putt 10 feet from the cup.
What a putt that was.
This player is putting for fun.
One of the hardest holes on the entire property is the par 4 fourth, Rich. It is a strong, demanding hole right from tee to green.
Very picturesque, this 4th hole. Pacific Ocean directly to the
Girl, I wish I could
golfer's
save
left-hand
you,
side. Don't be sucked in by the views, however you want. No part of that. And you certainly don't want any part of that fairway bunker down the right-hand side either. Find the fairway, and you've got a good chance at knocking it on this green in 2. Be wary, though. Anything long and left on this green is no good.
this girl took me for Spider-Man.
Opting for the 6-iron. See if he can get that one to come back to the left a little.
Tom Kim watched that one all the way. Great approach shot. This player is definitely upping the pressure in this rivalry.
Nice one. Fourth birdie of the day. And he will move to 4 under par now. He finds himself in a share of the lead. There's a real premium on your tee shots here at Torrey Pines South Course, keeping ball in fairways critical, and that is illustrated also by the par 4 fifth.
This is a difficult driving hole. Big, deep bunkers left and right that must be avoided. And from there, the second shot plays a touch downhill. Green that tilts pretty good from left to right and back to front. It's a strong par 4.
Well, with a pocket full of FedEx Cup points over the last half a dozen starts or so, this player certainly has been delivering consistent results and pushing for wins or winning, Rich. Do you expect that to continue here this week?
Luke, absolutely. Week in and week out, this player has consistently performed at the highest level. I got to believe he's a lot of people's favorites to win this tournament.
Well, that sets up a birdie putt, even if it is from long range. And he's down there. You got a read?
A tricky little slider here. Downhill, moving to the left.
Just a 4-footer remaining. Just one off the lead after that hole. Rich, there are a number of strong holes on this outward half, but the par 5 6th, the players are definitely thinking birdie here, but it's all set up by the tee shot.
It's a nice reprieve, this par 5. Just a little bit dogleg from left to right. Keep it shy of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side, and almost every player will give it a go in 2. This is a 3-tiered green with a low area over on the left-hand side that sees a lot of action.
That's a good-looking shot there. Sitting at 4 under for the day. This one might just sneak off the fairway.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Big putt for par coming up. Trailing by a stroke after that hole. The par 4 7th, a little dog leg left to right. Again, positioning of the tee is key.
This fairway slopes pretty good from left to right. Players want to start it out at the fairway bunker down the left-hand side and just hit a gentle fade off of that. Second shot here is to an elevated green. Don't go long whatsoever here. That's when the Barranca and the canyons come into play.
This is his second shot. Only one shot off the pace. Okay, that'll work. Let's check in with Tom Kim, shall we? 5 strokes behind our leader. And back to the course with the live action. This putt for top spot on the leaderboard, or at least a share of it. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
This is going to turn ever so slightly to the right.
Never up, never in. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. He's going along quite nicely in second place. The 8th at Torrey Pines South is an uphill par 3. It can be a hole in one hole, or it can be an absolute brute to even find the green, depending on where that hole location is.
This green is not deep. It's wide. It's got a lot of movement from east to west, just not a lot of room north to south. You find the right section of this green, you could find yourself a nice little deuce.
This is one of those lengthy putts. Good one just to get close.
Solid little par putt here.
That's a nice looking putt. Judged it well. Got a short one coming up. Good chance this one. Right on 6 feet. Trailing by a couple of strokes now. The final hole on the outward half is a par 5. Runs right against the boundary fence, and it requires 2 big shots.
2 long straight shots required if you want to find this par 5 and 2. If you don't, a nice little layup. Give yourself a good number for a 3rd shot. There is a nice little shelf there. If it pins up top left, watch the spin down on the right hand side. Watch it go in the hole maybe.
Well, when he exploded onto the PGA Tour, Tom Kim was everyone's second favourite player, wasn't he? He's got that bright, effervescent vibe about him, and he just seems to play the game with a kind of enthusiasm of youth.
I kind of like how you said Tom Kim was the second favorite player on tour. Listen, I get it. You know, there's always going to be one great, big, popular guy. But, you know, Tom is that breath of fresh air, isn't it? He's a young kid. He comes out here. He's smiling. He plays with exuberance. He's in love with the game, and he shows it when he's out there, doesn't he? I think that's why it makes him a fan favorite, because he looks like he's having fun doing what he loves to do.
Mark it down. That's birdie number 5. And that will take him to 4 under. I'm interested in my buddy Beamer's thoughts at this duel after 9 holes.
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete.
They caught the bunker, Henny. Is that lay okay?
This reminds me of my breakfast. Nice fried egg.
This one looks to be a tad wayward. A little off the mark on that approach shot.
Well, definitely the wind had to have gotten a hold of that one.
Oh, a lovely opportunity to save par here. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Around 42 feet from the center of the hole.
Bogey putt coming up here. All right, John, you've been reading them well all day. Take us through this putt.
Well, can be firm with this one up the hill, but it's going to move to the right as well.
The 11th at Torrey Pines South plays downhill, but it's still a long par 3.
Oh, this is just a mean little par 3, isn't it? Not a big target up there green-wise. You got deep bunkers right and left. You got a 2-tier green. It's a fun, good-looking par 3. That's really hard.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here. This one is from at least 30 feet out. Let's catch up with the current proceedings. Well, this will be a big putt to make. A birdie always nice, but particularly when it's a 2.
Short game has been especially sharp today, Luke. Very impressive.
He's going to like the look of this one. That'll be inside the circle of friendship. Just 2 shots back after that hole.
Girl, I wish I could save you.
We'll talk about strong, long, and difficult. Let's stand on the 12 here. And is there a harder par 4 on the entire property?
There is not. I mean, this is just usually right back into the teeth of the breeze. Not wind, just a little breeze. Enough to make it about 30 yards longer. You got some bunkers left and right that you got to deal with, but from there, you got a green that sits above the fairway just enough to make that second shot just a little bit longer. This is a brute, an absolute brute. Trying to get it to move a little bit to the left here.
Oh, what a lovely shot. He'll be delighted to be inside the range there.
Nearly doesn't get any better than that. Amazing shot.
An opportunity for a birdie here. That's disappointing. In the end, that will be a disappointing par after such a great approach shot.
Couldn't convert after 2 good shots there. Disappointment as they're so close to the lead.
Trailing by a couple of strokes now. All right, Rich, the par 5 13th, so much has been said about it. I'm interested in your thoughts.
It's a very interesting hole. You know, miss those bunkers, put yourself in the fairway, but you've got this ravine that you have to hit over. It's a grass ravine, thankfully, so if you miss the fairway, you can lay up there. But going for this green, if you come up a little shy, you could find one of these 4 or 5 bunkers, both left and right, and then you've got a nearly impossible up and down from there. And again, a green that's got a section on the left and a section on the right. Very rarely did they put the pin in the middle. But boy, I'd tell you what, this is a really good, fun par 5 that you can make anywhere from 3 to 7.
This putt is for a share of second. And our man on the ground, John McCarthy, has been giving us some great reads all day. What's this one doing, mate?
I think this one is going to move to the left.
Time for the 5th shot. 2 strokes off the lead. 5 feet coming up to the cup. And he'll move back to 2 under after that one.
Moving down the leaderboard, Luke, never a good thing.
This one looks to be heading for the sanctuary of the fairway. Second shot here on the 14th. Well, this would be a bonus. This is a very long putt.
This one starting out way out to the right.
Good effort from there.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
15 works slightly back inland here at Torrey Pines South, but you still need plenty of focus.
Why are the straightaway par 4s the hardest ones? We have another one right here. It's just straight away with the drive, nothing fancy about it. You find the fairway and you're left with another long iron second shot. You got a front right bunker that should see plenty of action. The one on the left, though, that's a big no-no spot, as this green does tilt pretty good from back to front.
Not a bad shot, that. Still a chance. A chance to get to 3 under with this putt. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
18-footer here is what he's facing.
And now left with this to move into a tie for 7th. He's currently tied for 7th. Well, the finish at Torrey Pines South captivates everyone. It really starts here at the 16th, a par 3 playing across the ravine.
This is underrated difficult. The green is big in size, but it plays awfully small because there's really small sections to this green. The front, the back right, and the top left. If you find the right section, job well done. If you don't, it's going to be a difficult 2-putt to say the least.
Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. Currently 2 under for the event. The penultimate hole at Torrey Pines South is not a long par 4, but the danger lurks everywhere.
They moved this fairway to the left alongside the canyon a few years ago, which really enhanced the beauty, but also the fear of this hole. You have to challenge the left-hand side because the bunker down the right is really no good. From there, the green, it tilts from back to front, mostly with a really low section over there on the left-hand side. However, it still is a promising birdie opportunity.
And this putt is to move into the top 5. Gee, that's good playing. 6 birdies in a round. And a spot in the top 5 also with that great shot. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. Here we are at the final hole of Torrey Pines South. So historic. There's been some very cool moments over the years. One of the more famous holes on the PGA Tour.
I tell you, this is probably one of the, if you talk about risk-reward par 5s on the PGA Tour, this has got to be up near the top of the list. You find the fairway, it's just begging you to go for it. You got the water fronting the green, and you have deep bunkers both right and left. But with the history of this hole, you got to go for it, don't you?
Oh, I like the courage here, Rich, getting after this par 5 in 2.
As they should. What a play. Hopefully they'll be rewarded for that play.
He's going to like the look of this one. That'll be inside the circle of friendship. A 7-footer right here. Ooh. And his round will conclude with a par today. And as the round comes to a close, they find themselves in 8th place on the leaderboard.
In 8th place, meaning top 10, Luke, not a bad spot, but I can promise you this player is expecting more of themselves.
On behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.